everyone. Thank you again for joining us for another Green Tree Resident event. I am super excited about tonight because we have such a treat. We have Manuel Villacorta, who is an internationally recognized, award-winning, and local San Franciscan registered dietitian, nutritionist, a weight loss expert with over 18 years of experience. He's written 7 books. He's received not just 1, not just 2, but 5 times the Best Bay Area Nutritionist awarded by San Francisco Chronicle. He's been featured on the Today Show, CNN, Telemundo, Women's World, Men's Magazine, and he's done so much. So I don't want to talk more about him because he's going to tell you all about it. But today we are so grateful to have him here today. And I want to make sure you guys stay to the end because he's raffling off some of his books and we have some more announcements. So I'm going to hand it over to him.
2 books.
Yeah, and we'll let this party start.
All right. Thank you, Danielle. That was a nice intro. Thank you very much. And good evening, everyone. And I'm very excited to be here. We're going to talk about inflammation today. But I'm going to give you a little story about myself first. I moved to San Francisco, 1988? It's been about 34 years now. And opened my private practice in 2004 in Union Square. And gratefully went really well until COVID. And then now I'm doing everything virtual. So I offer virtual services as well now. Anyhow, so I've been in San Francisco for 34 years, for a long time. I feel like I'm definitely a San Franciscan now. And I see in San Francisco change. It's incredible. But today we're going to talk about inflammation. And, you know, not long ago, a client comes to me and tells me, Manuel, I don't understand why am I gaining so much weight? I eat organically. I eat organic food. I eat local food, fresh food. Why am I gaining weight? Well, then I say, you're probably growing organically then. So it doesn't matter how fresh, how organic, how pure the food is, it's all about portions. And once you gain weight, and depending where you gain this weight, it could be a problem. And you're going to learn about that in a little second. So I don't know if you knew that, but in the world, 3 out of 5 people die due to chronic inflammation, to one of the diseases due to chronic inflammation. Now, chronic inflammation, we know now, is a silent killer, and it's the culprit of many chronic diseases, like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, some cancers, you name it, metabolic syndrome, and all other type of inflammatory diseases as well. Now, but there are 2 types of inflammation. We have acute inflammation, which is, give you an example, a mosquito comes and gives you a bite. A couple mosquitoes give you a bite. And now your hand turns a little red. Now that's a good thing, that's a good sign, because that means your immune system is working. And that area now, you have cytokines healing the area, and it's a sort of like a self-mechanism. That's acute inflammation. Once it gets healed, it goes away. Now, chronic inflammation is a complete different story. Chronic inflammation, once it happens, it never shuts off. It's there 24/7. And if this chronic inflammation persists, in 10 years, people start developing chronic diseases. So now we know that we need to definitely reduce inflammation in our body. Now, a lot of people also get confused about inflammation. They think it's just because they feel inflamed or bloated. That's not what it is. We're talking a cellular level. Now, what causes chronic inflammation? One is diet, as we know. Also lifestyle habits like smoking and drinking alcohol. But let's talk a little bit about the diet now, since I'm a registered dietitian. So, you know, fast food, high sodium, high saturated fat, low fiber, all that causes inflammation. Stress causes inflammation. But here in San Francisco, I don't see a lot of people eating fast food. But we do eat out a lot. We don't cook at home. And what happens when that happens? We don't eat fruits and vegetables. We're lacking antioxidant. We act in phytonutrients. Now nothing is protecting us. Your fiber goes down. I mean, you don't even know how much oil they put, how much sodium they put in the food. So it's not just fast food. And that's what I want to make sure I make that clear. So low fiber, high sodium, high saturated fat diet causes inflammation. Here's another one. A lot of people think that if you are overweight or obese, you will have inflammation. That's not true. You can be thin and have a poor diet and have inflammation. I always like to make that clear. So diet is very important. Another area that is coming now with more research is gut health. I'm not going to spend a lot of time today on that because that's not the topic, but having a good microbiome, more good bacteria in your gut can help you reduce inflammation as well. Now, and the other reason what causes inflammation is where you gain weight. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but in your body, there's two types of body fat. The fat that actually is in between your skin and muscle, that's called subcutaneous fat. When someone gains weight, those fat cells increases in number, but they stay small. Now, when you lose weight, those cells get flattened. When you gain weight, those cells gain weight back, and you make new cells. So that's the problem. You always get making new cells if you lose weight and gain weight, lose weight and gain weight. Not so good. Now, visceral fat. That's the fat that is in your belly, but it's inside. It's surrounding your organs. Now, that visceral fat, those fat cells behave differently when someone gains weight. Those fat cells get fatter as you gain weight. That means that's why they push the stomach out, they put the belly out. So those fat cells get to be so large that they become alive. They almost become their own system. And they start secreting these chemicals called cytokines 24/7. They never stop. Now you have chronic inflammation. Now you're on. These cytokines are the worst toxic chemicals that your body can make. And these cytokines are the reason why you develop chronic diseases. Now, this is all depressing. I'm going to give you a good news too, of course. But you should know that this is what's happening within your body. So who is at risk? Men who have their waist, and when I mean waist, I'm talking about, the belly button. When you do a measurement with a tape, men with 40 inches or more are at high risk already. Women at 35 inches. So in order to reduce inflammation, or fight inflammation if you already have it, or prevent it, is to make sure we reduce visceral fat, which is reversible, by the way, and eat more anti-inflammatory foods. Make sure we have those fibers, and this is what we're going to make that today. So now I'm going to make an anti-inflammatory salad, and I'm going to discuss the functions of each of these foods as well. So remember, fiber, antioxidants, phytonutrients, and losing visceral fat is the key to fight or prevent inflammation. Now, this salad I made is super simple, so anyone can make it. And you can find the ingredients in almost any store, any supermarket in San Francisco. So I have a bowl of arugula here. And we're gonna just add the ingredients as we go. I'm gonna start telling you about them. So avocados. I know some people don't like avocados, and every time I see somebody that don't like avocados, I'm like, they're so good for you though. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fat. And actually, they just done research on avocados. And the reason why avocados can help reduce visceral fat is due to the monounsaturated fat. Now, monounsaturated fats also found in almonds can help also reduce belly fat. This is due to research. This is not just some hypothesis. We have proven that now. So we're gonna add an avocado to the salad. Now, I always like to add whole grains in my salad, because if you don't add whole grains, you don't get enough carbohydrates. And if you're trying to reduce visceral fat, you must add carbohydrates. And I know there's so many diets out there, the keto, the no carb, the yes carb. But farro is one of those good carbohydrates. It has fiber and protein. And I always like to use it because it fills you up. And so when you eat a meal, you want to make sure you wait at least 3 to 4 hours before you eat your next meal. Why? Because if you keep eating throughout the day, say every 2 hours, you keep producing insulin. And when insulin is high, and by the way, insulin is needed to clear up the blood from sugar, you stop fat loss. Therefore, you have to fast at least 3 to 4 hours in between meals. So your meal needs to make sure to hold you for 3 to 4 hours. So we're gonna add some farro. And you can use any other whole grain like quinoa, beans, garbanzo beans, brown rice, black rice, red rice, you name it. Now, blueberries. I love to have blueberries in my salad. Blueberries are also very potent with high antioxidants. Do you know why they're blue? They're high in this phytonutrient called anthocyanins. And anthocyanins are probably the most potent anti-inflammatory phytonutrient. And also, they're good for brain health, by the way. So let's add some blueberries in there. I love blueberries. Now, carrots is just good old carrots, just beta-carotene, another good antioxidant. And we're gonna add some more good fats with the seeds. This is sunflower seeds. And some radishes for flavor and color. The more color you add, the better. By the way, the reason why fruits and vegetables are different colors, because they have different set of phytonutrients. Phytonutrients, so-called also bioactive compounds, give color to the fruits and the vegetables. So when you, within a week, eat all the colors, pretty much you get in different health benefits, which is great. Now, how am I gonna season this? I'm gonna add a little bit of sea salt. Put a little more. And black pepper. There you go. Now, another good oil is olive oil, high in monounsaturated fat. And now you know that monounsaturated fats can help you reduce visceral fat. And this is about 2 tablespoons. And you have to be careful with that, because even if it's healthy, heart healthy or whatever, You have to watch your oils. Now, you can add balsamic vinegar, but I am actually going to add a lemon to add some vitamin C here too as well. And I love lemon in my salads. So I'm just giving you options here. A whole lemon. There you go. All right, we're going to stir this well. Look how beautiful this looks. You know what I'm going to eat for dinner. All right. So I'm Peruvian born, and food is my passion. Not all registered dietitians really know how to cook. I think my background is what made me want to cook. Actually, I was pre-med in Berkeley. I actually took the MCAT to get into medical school, and I changed careers when I discovered cooking. And I wanted to keep health because I liked the science, so decided to become a registered dietitian instead. So that's my little story for you. I went to Berkeley here in town. All right, so now we're gonna serve these. I'm gonna pair this now with a piece of salmon. And salmon is a fatty fish, and it has omega-3 and protein, of course. But salmon, the omega-3, is another potent anti-inflammatory fat. So this plate here now, you're talking the anti-inflammatory bomb. It's incredible and tastes delicious. Of course, let's taste it. I don't know if you made it, but let's eat it together. Little salmon here. Now, how I make the salmon, very simple. Let me I love this toy I have in my kitchen. It's called the air fryer. I air fry everything. I love it. And let's see, let's taste a little bit of the salad. I'm gonna get a blueberry with an avocado here. Wow. Good flavors. All right, my friends. So I'm here for questions. So go at it.
So if you have a question, raise your hand and we'll go in order of any questions that you may have about inflammation diet, about nutrition, anything. I mean,
Anything. Yes.
Manuel is an expert on all the topics, so go for it. I see Bree first. So Bree, unmute yourself.
Oh my God, does that look good? Yeah, here's my question. What, if any, opinion do you have of intermittent fasting?
What do you use it for? What do you want to use it for?
I put on 10 pounds over the pandemic. I want to get it off.
Okay. So what the studies are showing us as the intermittent fasting, or just reducing calories in a nice way, of course, nothing crazy, by the end you'll get the same results. So I always tell people, why go through the suffering of not eating when you can just watch your portions, eat every 3 or 4 hours, adding protein at every meal, be happy, and not be like starved all day. So by the end of the day, you're gonna get the same results.
Well,
Now,
I think
intermittent fasting, I use it for those clients that have lost weight already, say 20, 25 pounds, and they have reached a metabolic plateau. So I use it to shake the system up. Or people use it also for self-health. I wouldn't recommend it for 10 pounds.
Well, it's not, I mean, it's not that we're not eating, it's just, as, and you know, I don't know if everyone knows, you choose a big window of time before that
Oh,
you
I know,
don't,
yeah.
letting your body
Yeah.
rest. Yeah.
Yeah, like 12, 16 hours. I will die
Yeah.
if I wait 12 hours.
Now, my
But
next
go
question.
at it. If you want to use it, it's your choice.
Sure, sure. Well, no, I'm interested, obviously, in your opinion. Last question. Honestly, I don't know how many calories I need in order to lose the 10 pounds or how fast I should lose it.
So 10 pounds, probably, I mean, I haven't done any measurements on you, but a pound to 3 pounds a week. And that depends on how much weight you start with. Obviously, if you have more weight, 3 pounds a week. If you have less weight, probably a half a pound to a pound a week will be perfect and a very healthy way to lose weight.
And then how do I figure out how many calories? Is it calories?
Yes. Yes. So you need to calculate, well, there are equations that you can find online. Actually, you can visit wholebodyreboot.com. That's one of my websites.
Okay.
And you can sign up and enter your data, and they're going to tell you how many calories you need to eat to maintain your weight and how many calories you need to eat to lose weight.
Great. Thanks very much.
And by the way, your total energy expenditure is what you want to know, which is your metabolism plus your movements throughout the day and exercise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Bree. The next question we have is from Lisa. She wants to know, how did you air fry the salmon?
How? Very easy. So I just put a couple pieces in the air fryer at 400 degrees for 8 minutes.
And we gotta believe there's some kind of seasoning on that.
Oh, yes. It's just salt and pepper.
Fabulous.
Simple, because the salad has a lot of flavor already.
And then BJ wants to know, are there any suggestions for vegetarians?
Yes. So if a bit, exactly for weight loss or just healthy eating or wellness? I mean, very different scenarios.
BJ, do you want to come off of mute and ask your question? But they said both.
Both. Okay. So for wellness, you can get the protein definitely from plants, beans, quinoa, farro. There's not really, the body doesn't need any extra protein. Once someone starts to lose weight, the protein needs increases. And this is where I help a lot of vegans and vegetarians because they hit walls all the time because they're not eating enough protein. You need protein in order to lose the visceral fat, to lose weight. And that is because you're pretty much is to prevent muscle breakdown, keep up your metabolism, and hunger control. You need about 30 grams of protein in a meal. That's hard to get just by eating beans, quinoa, and if you're a vegan, if you're lacto-ovo vegetarian, maybe adding some cheese or eggs can help. But if you're vegan, I recommend to supplement the protein powder if you're trying to lose weight. Everyone that is in my program that is vegan or vegetarian, they tend to supplement with a protein powder. They have to.
And is there a protein powder that you recommend?
Well, now they have a lot of plant-based protein powders. And make sure when you buy the plant's protein powder, it's a mixture of the different plants. Pea, brown rice. They have also pea, brown rice, and even quinoa now too. But the reason why you want a mixture of them is because then you want to get all the amino acids, because plants lack some of those essential amino acids.
Perfect. Casey, you're up.
Okay. If you must have a drink at dinner, what is the least inflammatory alcoholic drink to drink?
Red wine.
Red wine. Oh,
And
perfect.
keep it to 4 ounces. You know what ounces?
4 ounces is kind of hard, but we're gonna go for it, Casey, right?
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
normally a pour in a restaurant is 5 ounces or 6 maybe. A pour in your home is 8 ounces.
Anything else, Casey? Great. Christina, you're up next.
Hello, thank you for joining us today. I was
you.
wondering what kind of foods are the most inflammatory? Like what kind of foods would you say you would recommend to avoid?
I never tell you to avoid anything. I would like to enjoy life. I would say limit. So, you know, people say eating moderation, that has to be defined, right? To me, when I tell my clients is enjoy the bacon, enjoy the hamburger, the French fries, those ice cream, deep fried foods a couple times a month. That's the frequency.
Great, thank you.
You know, that also make me think a lot of people always worry about what they need to cut out, but they're not thinking what they should be eating. So maybe also start thinking that way too.
So we have 2 questions. The first question is, the holidays are coming up. We're thinking about drinking, we're thinking about Thanksgiving, there's candy canes, there's Halloween candy. Like, how do we survive?
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving is only one day, right? So eat up, and then the next day start eating your normal healthy eating. What get us is all the things in between. So I normally recommend clients to eat throughout the day. Don't save up the calories for the event. Be careful with that because it's gonna backfire. I actually have clients eat before they go to an event, because instead of eating 20 little mushrooms now filled with who knows what, now maybe they eat only 2. So by eating throughout the day, you control your hunger. And by the way, when someone loses weight, hunger hormones spike because your body is fighting you. The body wants to go back to the way that you are right now. The body doesn't know that you want to get healthy. The body wants to keep homeostasis. So hunger hormones raises up, you become more hungry. So if you start thinking about saving up the calories for the event, will be the worst thing you do. So make sure you eat balance every 3 to 4 hours, protein at every meal, an hour before the event, maybe have a little veggie soup with some chicken or yogurt and fruit. You're not going to go as hungry anymore. You're still going to eat, but a lot less. And don't keep it in your home, of course.
I hope that
Try to know. I mean, if you have children, then that's different.
I hope that answered our anonymous person's question. The other question someone had was, I'm fairly slim. It says in theory. But I also have a little bit of a stomach. I'm in my 40s. I'm a woman. What do you recommend to kind of get rid of the stomach? I feel like I'm in good health, but the stomach is still there.
Yes. So one of the things that I help a lot of women is perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. I don't know how old exactly you are, but you're probably going through that now, the perimenopause phase. That means your hormones are changing. And once estrogen stops, that is when you actually reach menopause, fat cells migrate to the middle section, to the midsection. And this is the unwanted way. And this happens to men earlier, like in our 40s. It's just aging. It's the aging process that makes us build more fat around our belly fat. So in order to lose that belly fat is just follow these recommendations that I'm telling you. Even healthy food needs to be portioned. So this is one big mistake clients make, or anyone that I know make. Oh, it's just almonds. Let's have a couple handfuls. Oh, it's just olive oil. Let's pour half of the bottle. It's just an avocado. Let's eat 2. You see, that's the problem. You have to start thinking about the healthy food. Too much healthy food can be a problem too, especially getting in our 40s or in 50s. I'm 54 now. So now even I portion my salmon.
You just broke my heart. I love avocados. You're not supposed to eat 5 at a time? I'm confused. What is this?
I know, it's so good. Well, a half avocado is good.
That's all the questions we have. I want to make sure anyone else had any other burning questions they wanted to ask. This is your opportunity.
Hi, I have one more.
Okay,
Bree.
go for it, Bree.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think so many people are raised to believe or told, do not eat the skin on the chicken or turkey. What's your thoughts on the skin?
I don't like the skin, so I don't eat it. I mean, obviously, if you eat the skin, you're going to get more fat.
Okay.
And that will increase more calories. Also, there's more saturated fat there.
Yeah.
So I guess once in a while, if you want to eat the skin, it's fine. Again, I never tell people not to eat something unless I know it's dangerous.
Thanks.
Yes, no problem.
So we have another question. Someone's asking, if I don't have an air fryer, would you recommend baking or using a grill pan or some other method?
Oh, grill pan is great too. Bacon, obviously. I like, if I bake, I will do more roasting, high temperature, short time cooking.
And besides salmon, what are other fishes that you recommend that are good for anti-inflammatory?
Well, salmon has the omega-3. That's why I use salmon. The other don't have those anti-inflammatory types of protein or fats, I'm sorry. So it's just, you want to choose lean protein. Now, chicken breast is the most famous one, but there's beyond chicken breast. You can do, if you do pork, you can do a pork, a lean tenderloin, a loin pork. They're very lean. Beef even, you can do sirloin steak. Now you can buy ground beef at 4% fat. No problem at all right there. Yeah, lamb, depending on the cat, the loin too. So it's all according to the cat. So people think sometimes the beef is bad or lamb is bad. Remember the cat. You want lean cats.
And we have 2 follow-up questions. Someone asked, what kind of mushrooms do you recommend? And also someone said, what are your thoughts on meat alternatives like Beyond Meat and stuff like that?
Mushrooms, I like magical mushrooms, just kidding. No, so mushrooms are super healthy. They do have also a lot of properties and antioxidants as well. Some of the mushrooms have vitamin D, which we lack of a lot. So yes, add mushrooms. Which ones I like them all, depending on what you cook, what you make. And what was the other question?
The other question was about alternative meats. So what is your thought process?
Alternative meats. My thoughts, honest thought, they're the most processed foods you can eat. So when someone is switching to become a vegan or vegetarian and they are eating those types of meats, I question their health because they're very processed, high sodium, extremely processed food. So tofu is fine, but not like processed chicken tofu sausage or something like that. Try to avoid those as much as you can.
Okay, we have someone who said, I love magical kinds of mushrooms. I'm just going to wink at that. The other comment was from Allie. Oh, sorry, excuse me, from someone excuse me, I'm reading my skills. Where is his favorite places to shop for quality ingredients? Oh, great question. Where do you shop for quality ingredients in San Francisco, looking at meats, fish, fruits, and veggies? Where
Man,
do
I use different places. I use Costco, I use Safeway, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. And I go to all of these places because they're all known for what they have. I mean, it all depends. I also use the stores in the Mission for fruits and vegetables. I love the Latino stores. And since I'm Latino, I like to support them. Yeah, so it really depends on you and where you like to shop.
So you're not a, oh my God, I have to be at the farmer's market person?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest.
It's okay.
First of all, I don't have time.
So someone else is asking, what's your opinion on low fat, fat-free versus full fat?
Okay, those studies have been done now. Nothing makes you fat. No food will make you fat. No rice, no butter, no bacon, nothing, unless you overeat from over the total energy expenditure, the total calories that you burn in a day. Honestly, at the end of the day, is calories, period. And this is what I always try to tell people. No matter, bread is not gonna make you fat. Rice is not gonna make you fat. Butter is not gonna make you fat. Nothing unless you overeat.
So you're saying don't eat just the fat off the steak? I'm joking.
I love that. Remember, frequency.
So Thomas has asked a really great question I think all of us would like to know. I'm gonna actually expand it out. So he asked, any favorite restaurants in San Francisco? And I'm gonna add in Oakland, because we have residents in Oakland as well.
You know, the problem is I cook 95% of my meals. I hardly go out to eat.
But for that
So
5%.
Okay. So, and when I go out to eat and the food is not good, I get mad because I'd rather stay home because I cook good food. So where I go out to eat in San Francisco, I like to go to Limon because I love the rotisserie chicken because I cannot make that at home. Or really, I mean, I'm very easy going. I cannot recommend any restaurants right now.
Fair.
Mhm.
There's another question that says, do you find the cardio or weightlifting helps with healthy weight loss? And is there
Yes, I
one
love that
more
question.
than the other?
I'm glad somebody asked that question because I forgot to mention it. So if you're trying to lose visceral fat, stop the long runs, the hour elliptical sessions, because that's not going to help. What's going to help is strength training, weightlifting, and high intensity interval training. Those are the two types of exercises you need to be focusing on.
Got it. So you're saying just meditation is not going to help me lose weight. But Christina is asking, well, so that was the joke of mine. Sorry. Christina asked why those exercises.
Why? Well, as you lose the weight, you want to maintain muscle. That's key. Now, here's another big misconception. People all the time says, I'm gaining muscle. That's why I'm not changing in my weight. BS. If you're not losing weight, you're not creating a deficit. And if you're seeing muscle, it's because the fat is going away, and finally you start seeing your muscle. So you cannot gain muscle as you lose weight. Two different systems. So, but you can lose muscle as you lose the weight because you're not doing the right type of exercises and not eating enough protein. And that's a problem because by the time you get to your goal, your metabolism will be plummeted. And that means you're going to have to eat less calories. So the goal is to maintain or lose very little muscle as you lose visceral fat.
Sounds good. Next question is, what other oils besides olive oil do you recommend?
Oh, now there's so many. They have avocado oil, Sacha Inchi oils comes from the Sacha Inchi seed. It's an Amazonian oil seed. It's from Peru. High in omega-3s, the highest in omega-3s. I like to use also canola, organic canola oil for cooking. It has no flavor, so if I don't want any flavor in my cooking, then this is what I use. But mainly I use extra virgin. And by the way, extra virgin olive oil has more antioxidants. And the whole thing that you burn the oil because olive oil cannot resist the heat, it's not true. Extra virgin olive oil has more antioxidants that will resist the heat.
Good to know. Another question we have is, I like to do smoothies in the morning. Are there certain types of smoothies that are better than others?
Oh yeah, if you make a smoothie, you will need to make it a balanced smoothie if it's going to be a meal replacement. It's not just fruit, it's not just veggie. I like to make sure that I get the fruit for the carbohydrate. Normally I do 1 to 3, mean 1 serving of fruit, 3 serving of vegetables. So that's a good ratio. Then you need a fat, and that could be chia seeds, peanut butter, almond butter. Maybe you add Greek yogurt for probiotics, and the yogurt is 2% fat. That's the fat where it comes in. You can add avocado to these smoothies, so delicious. And also you need to add protein. A lot of people make mistakes and they don't add the protein. So this is where you add the protein powder. So a balanced smoothie needs to have those 3 macronutrients: fat, protein, and carbohydrate. Now you can visit my blog, manuelvillacorta.com, and I have tons of smoothies there.
Sounds amazing. We have another question. Are hemp hearts actually good for smoothies, or is this just the hype?
The hemp
Hemp
is a good fat. Yeah, it's fine.
And that's our last question, unless anyone has any more questions. So questions going once, going twice. Otherwise, Manuel is going to raffle off his 2 books.
Yes.
ADM, can you
see.
please type in the blog? Oh, admin, that's me. Sorry.
No,
Give me
hold on 1 second. I want to see where. Sorry. Well, here. I'm using my phone. What is the chat?
Yeah, actually, I guess while you look for that, I wanted to ask one other question.
Yes.
So I am, trying to lose weight, like I'm sure a lot of other people are. And I work out after work, and I come home and eat until basically, try to have a fair portion, but eat until I feel satisfied. But then I find myself later on in the night when I'm trying to go to sleep, I'm just starving, and
Starving.
and I can't fall
What is your name
asleep.
again?
Daniel.
Daniel, do you eat a mid-afternoon snack?
Occasionally.
4 p.m.
Yeah. Well, I'm hungry at 4 p.m. Sometimes I eat. Sometimes
But
I don't.
make sure it's protein based.
Kitchen, where it's all about.
Well, hello. Okay, make sure it's protein based, and also, I wouldn't call it a snack for you. I would call it a mini meal, like 300-400 calories, and that's gonna resolve the problem at night.
Okay.
So also, by the way, so for anyone that has attended and would like to work with me, I'm going to give you 10% off. I offer a 20-minute free consultation. You can just go to my website and book an appointment. Just say that you want a consultation with me, and then we can talk. And if you feel like we're a fit, then sign you up and give you 10% off. So the winners are Abigail Rohr and Daryl Brain. I'm gonna need their addresses.
We'll give you both their addresses, but congratulations. It's Abigail Roar and Daryl.
Gerald Breen.
Yes,
Yes. Mhm.
perfect. All right, we really appreciate everyone being here. Note our next resident engagement event is on October 25th, which is our monthly yoga class. We also have yoga coming up on November 10th. And we are asking you guys for your opinion on what you want to see in 2023. So please make sure to fill out the survey that was in the link, and you'll get it in the resident newsletter that's probably coming out in the next couple of days. We want to hear from you. We want to see what you guys want so we can make sure you're getting the things that you want to see. Manuel, thank you so much for this amazing
Thank
food.
you.
We're
Yes,
all
thank you.
hungry, and we will be sending out the full recipe to everyone as well as the replay. Thank you, everyone, and
All right.
have a great
Bye,
evening.
everyone.
Ciao, ciao, everyone.
Thank you.